Hello, this is Mrs. Ross, and we're going to go back and start here. This is where we left off. So for 10, we know that the volume, and I'm going to go fairly quickly because I did most of this in the last video. This is part 2 of the review notes. So this is the area of the base, which is a circle, so that's pi r squared. This is diameter, so I know that r is 3. Plug in what we know. 3 times 3 is 9, which is, we're getting there, 28.26. So I'm going to plug that back in to the area of the base, 28.26, times this is my height of the figure, so that's going to be 10. So my answer is 282.6 centimeters cubed. Okay, and then we have 11. 11 says these two triangles are similar, find x. So what we're going to do is we're going to compare the small triangle to the large triangle. So I know that this is similar to this. So 8 is to 12, as I think this is a 6 and this is x. 6 is to x. Now I can cross multiply and divide, and x is equal to 9. Make sure you write down all the steps here. BOC, so BOC is right here. And what I know, I'm going to need another color. What I know is that this is 90 degrees because this is 90 degrees. So I know for 12, 2x plus 3x is equal to 90. When we add terms with variables, we add the number in front, 2 plus 3 is 5, and we keep the variable, okay? Then to solve for x, I divide by 5, so I get x equals 18. But that's not my answer, because angle BOC is equal to 2x, or 2 times 18, which is 36 degrees. You want to write all that down. Okay, 13. A says arrange these in order. So I have 3. I have 3 squared, which is 9. I have the square root of 3, which if you take on your calculator is like 1.7 and change. 1.73, blah, blah, blah. And then I have negative 3. So if I put these on a number line, 1, 2, 3, beyond, and I plot them, let's see, 3 is going to be right here. 9 is way over here, okay, or 3 squared. Square root of 3 is between 1 and 2, so right here. And then negative 3. So if I'm putting them in order from least to greatest, it's going to be negative 3, square root of 3, 3, and 3 squared. And then B, which of these is irrational? It's almost easier to find out which ones are rational. So I know that let me change colors. I know that negative 3 is an integer, so it's rational. Integers are rational. I know that 3 is an integer and it's rational. I know that 3 squared, which is 9, is an integer and it's rational. Square root of 3 is irrational. It cannot be written as a fraction or as a repeating decimal. So let's move on to 14. 14 is interesting. I had to do a little bit of research. This odds number, on the test it may say chance, which would give you probability. So I'm going to find, and on the test we will also find on this one, the probability. Also, a fair coin is just a regular coin with a heads and a tails side. I don't know why they have to make it difficult. But it says the probability of it landing on heads twice. So the probability of heads once is 1/2. The probability of heads twice is going to be 1/2 times 1/2. 1 times 1 is 1, 2 times 2 is 4. That's what we're going with. Okay, which of these numbers is between 7 and 9? So I know that, so this is 15. 15. So I know 7 squared is 49, 8 squared is 64, 9 squared is 81. I know that the cube root of 64 is equal to 4, so I know it's not C. And then 79 is between here and here. 79 between 64 and 81. So I'm thinking it's this. The square root of 8, I mean, if you do that on your calculator, and you can always use your calculator to double check these, but square root of 8 is like 2.8 something. So that's not between, where is my, that's not between 7 and 9. Right, let's go to 16. And I like to write these out and work them out. Plus x equals 24. So we're solving for x. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to combine like terms. So 3x plus 1x is 4x. And the minus 12 just comes down. My equals comes down. And 24 comes down. I didn't do anything to those things. Then you have a two-step equation. So my first step is always addition or subtraction. Here I'm subtracting, so I have to do the opposite. And this is going to go away. My equals comes down. This is 36. So my second step is division or multiplication. So I have to get rid of this 4. I'm going to divide by 4. I have x equals 9. Okay. I don't have much room, but we can do this. 17 I'm going to cross multiply. So that gives me 45w is equal to 20 times 3.6. So 45w is equal to 20 times 3.6 is equal to 72. And then I'm going to divide. So this is going to go away, and w is equal to 72 divided by 45 is 1.6. Okay, last page. So 18, let me go ahead and write the problem here. 2xy times 6x squared over 3x squared y. So before I simplify, I'm going to have to multiply these. Let me get another color. So I'm going to multiply 2 and 6. That gives me 12. I'm going to multiply x and x squared. That gives me x cubed. And y comes along for the ride. Divided by, nothing has happened to the bottom. Okay? If I write this out, let me write this out. So 3 goes into 12 4 times. So I have 4x times x times x times y over, that's y, over 1x times x times y. Now we can cancel it if it's on the top and on the bottom. So let's see. Those x's can cancel, those x's can cancel, and those y's can cancel. And I'm left with 4x as my answer. Please make sure you ask questions if that doesn't make any sense. Or pause and go back. 19. 3 squared plus negative 2 cubed. So this is 3 times 3, or 9, plus negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2, which is negative 8. So my answer is 1. Because they're opposite signs, you subtract and take the sign of the larger. You could even put plus 1 if you want to. Last one, 20. So I have, and I'm just writing the problem down here. I'm not doing anything yet. Negative 2 times negative 3 over -2 plus -2 minus +4. We're going to have to use all of our skills here. So the first thing I'm going to do is multiply this. So I'm not doing anything to the -18. I'm keeping my subtraction right there. Negative times a negative is a +6. And then I'm just going to write the bottom of the equation. Oh, that's a plus, sorry. -2, just like it is, okay? All right, now I'm gonna start doing things to it. So this is a subtraction problem, so I'm gonna keep change. So I end up with -18 plus -6. Down on the bottom, I'm going to go ahead and add these two. When you add like signs, you add and keep the sign. So I have 4, but it's going to be negative minus a +4. Okay. Highly suggest you go through the steps, or we might get this wrong. So when you're adding like signs, you add and keep the signs. So this is going to be -18 plus -6 is -24. Okay, and down here I have a subtraction problem, so I'm going to keep change. So this is plus and this is minus. Then I'm adding and keeping the sign, so I end up with -8. When I divide by the same sign, I get a +3. Let me know if you have any questions.